New developments tonight in a growing number of federal lawsuits against several major fire truck manufacturers. The city of Green Bay now joining more than 30 communities and fire departments across the country in the legal fight over alleged fire truck price fixing and industry collusion. Action 2 News first brought you this story last August when a handful of communities and departments sued Oshkosh Corporation, its subsidiary Pierce Manufacturing, and others. Samantha Cavalli joining us live outside Green Bay City Hall with the latest details on this filing. Samantha.
Right, Cami, this is the first time that we've actually heard from the city within the hour, and they tell us citing the that they're citing acquisitions and unfair pairings practices in regards to this. Like I mentioned, this is the first time that we have actually seen and heard about local municipalities joining this lawsuit that was filed just a few steps down from where we are right now at the Eastern District of Wisconsin building. This is one of several municipalities and states to file in this lawsuit, including states like including states like Michigan, Kansas, and even New York. Now, the lawsuit alleges that the price of the fire trucks has doubled over the course of a decade, and wait times also stretch into several years. In its new 130-page lawsuit, Green Bay says it paid about $670,000 for a custom pumper in 2021. By late 2024, the city says that similar trucks were costing about $14 million each, nearly a 70% increase. The lawsuit also claims delivery times have stretched to more than 3 years. Green Bay says that means cities are not just paying for more fire trucks, they are also waiting longer for them, putting more pressure on budgets, taxpayers, and public safety. The city of Green Bay released a statement on the matter, stating in part, quote, "This behavior sharply inflated the cost of fire trucks and parts to fire departments nationwide, including the city of Green Bay. As an example, an E1 fire engines ordered in 2021 and 2022 cost the city $670,000 and $680,000, while similar engines ordered in 2024 and yet to be delivered cost the city $1.135 million, end quote. Now, we are hearing that there will be a hearing coming up later this week in the Eastern District of Wisconsin to decide the next further steps in this and whether this will be considered a class action lawsuit. Reporting live in Green Bay, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.